So, good morning and praise the Lord. Today we have come to the last part of our session about couples. The couple talk had been a successful program. We believe and hope that every program that we have telecasted, broadcasted, and given live has come to you beneficial and I hope the information was helpful to you. So
Yeah.
today is the last topic, and what's the topic?
Topic is lovebirds.
Lovebirds. Lovebirds.
Interesting, right?
Lovebirds. So I've heard that newly wedded couples are normally called lovebirds.
Yeah.
But what do you call the old couples who had been in marriage for a long time? The old couples are called as what?
Angry birds.
Angry birds. Okay, angry birds. The reason
Yes.
is that they go through lots of experiences.
Yeah. Not
Uh,
with same
so,
with everybody.
yes,
Yeah.
that's nice. So, maybe we have this morning about three important topics within the main topic, the lovebirds. And let's start off.
Yeah.
Three important questions. And what we have done is we have both sat down together and we have recollected all our experiences of our 26 years of our marriage, and we have come out with those answers. We have uh, we dug it out. We have come to know that we kind of remembered all those things, and we are putting forward our information to you. So the first question is,
How are we successful to live like a lovebirds all these 26 years? That
yes,
was
how
the
are we
question.
successful? Yes, to live like lovebirds is difficult.
Yeah.
It's really difficult. So what are the points? Please explain and
So we are going to talk from our lives today, purely from our lives today. First, we put it forward was our life was centered on God. It was God-centered marriage. It is, and we submitted to God's authority. So
like if I ask you who is important, me or Jesus
it's
for you?
Jesus.
Jesus. For me too, it's
It's
Jesus
Jesus.
first and then you.
Yeah.
We made that thing very, very
Clear.
sure,
Very
clear.
clear. And if he comes and say that God has said to me, or God is showing me this way, this is the way I need to go, I never said no. When I said, okay, I heard from the Lord, okay, we should do this one, we should not do the other thing which we thought of. He never said
No.
no, because if it is from the God, we submitted ourselves to the God's authority.
Yes.
So that helped us, or that helping us to
Still
moving
helping
forward.
us.
Yeah,
Yes.
still helping us to moving forward. So there was no question, whatever the cost it may be, if it is
Whether
from the Lord.
whether we are successful or we are not,
Not.
that is not the matter. But once we discerned in our spirits that it is from the Lord,
Yes.
uh, we always submitted in obedience.
Yes. That's what. God's authority, we submit.
That's number one.
Number one.
That made us to live like lovers
Yeah.
together
Yes.
all these years.
Yes, because His covering was upon us always. Second one, we had lot of problems because every married couple, everybody will have the problems. Still will have, and tomorrow will have, no doubt about that. But
What problems?
money,
Money
the financial
problems, yes,
problems.
many problems, many money problems. So we had many. So the second important thing that we are bringing to you is about money.
Yeah.
We had many money problems, but what do you
It
think?
did not affect our relationship.
It did
Yeah.
not affect our relationship. Why? What's the reason? The reason is we never kept money as our priority. We never kept it in the center of our lives. We never minded it.
Whether
Yes.
if it is we live in lack or we don't have nothing, but our relationship as far as it's concerned, it's never affected. Oh, you are not making money, or you are not bringing that. No, we never questioned that, because we know that God is the provider.
In lack or in abundance.
Yes.
We always believed that money is no factor
Yes.
in marriage.
Yes. That's
Yeah.
what.
That's the second one. And what's the third one?
And never we let the third person to enter into our marriage.
Oh, this is really, really important.
Yeah.
True that we never allowed the third person, but we always, what do you think? We always respected our parents,
Loved our siblings,
loved
love
our
our
siblings. She always loved her in-laws. I always loved my in-laws. You see, you always used to say that. That always remains in my mind, that even though that you are that you don't agree for everything, but you still need to respect.
Yes, that's what we need to respect. We may not be agreeing, right?
We may not be agreeing with our in-laws, or parents, or siblings, but then that doesn't mean that you need to create an enmity and make yourself far away from them. But we need to really, really honor them, respect them.
Because if God has given me a husband, such a person like you, because of his parents, so I need to respect that.
Yeah.
And all the years they put their life to bring him up, I need to respect that area.
Yes.
So he just did not come from sky, he did not fall down and stood in front of me. So we need to respect that area.
So number one is that we said we are God-centered. Number two, money was never a factor in our marriage. Number three, we never allowed the third person to enter and disturb our marriage.
There was a border. We
always drew a border. Yes.
Yeah.
Number four.
We never crossed our borders.
Our own borders.
Yes.
So that's interesting. So we never crossed our own borders.
Which means we never talked bad about each other to anybody.
Anybody. All right.
So I did not carry anything about him to my parents. Neither he carried anything about me to his parents.
We will give all our siblings phone numbers. If you want to really want to check it out, you can do it. We are standing here and telling you the truth. We never spoke anything negative or bad. We know that we have our own mistakes. We had our own flaws. We made mistakes. Weaknesses, negative things. There were so many things, but we never carried out of our house, out of our home.
It was always settled between us.
Yes.
So,
that's
and we respect each other. In other words, we respect each other as an individual, as a spouse, as the child of God. So we thought we no need to carry, because when we carry, it will be complicated. It will be complicated. So then the problem can be mounted up. So we never carried. Then next one, the protection and the defense was always there. It is there. So
very, very important. Husbands, major role is to protect their wives in front of our in-laws. That means in front of my parents. I need to make it very straight. I need to make a very vivid atmosphere that she is my priority. And though we'll have our weaknesses, it's not your business, such a signs. We used to send very strong signals.
Yeah.
We always protected. Suppose if down the lane of our marriage, if somebody wanted to break us, to break us and divide us, saying something negative about me to her or negative things about her to me, we
Defended
we
each other.
defended each
Yeah, we
other. We
defended each
actually
other.
defended each other.
And
We
also,
maybe we knew it. There is something wrong, but what's the fun in going and fighting? And you see, so we always defended each other, and within ourselves we corrected.
yes, yes. And we never allowed the favoritism to come inside. If a third person is favoring him or favoring me alone, we know that where to keep that person. So,
We got those signals. These are danger signals
yes.
in the marriage. Favoritism, division, bringing a division between husband and wife through some information. There is some one or the other guy outside giving you some information to bring that division. Those are very strong, dangerous signals. We used to detect it much early and curb it at the very root
Yes,
itself.
because maybe other person won't get some benefit, so they'll come with many words of division, breaking, negativity. So as a couple, we both of you need to be very, very aware about that.
Yeah.
Very aware of
You suppose like husband goes out to office and wife is at home. There are some neighbors,
Oh yes.
uh, peeping toms. Like there are some neighbors, they always peep into your personal businesses and they create stories. So what would happen that they would meet the husband before that evening he comes home, before he gets into the house, they give the wrong information about wife, and vice versa. It happens. Like for us, we are kind of public figures, and we have church, ministry. There's so many around us, so much around us. They can come
We
and
face.
break you. We have faced it, but then we have seen those things, detected it
Yes.
much early, and we have solved within
And
ourselves.
we share.
Ah.
We share openly. We share. We never kept it in our mind and we acted differently. We shared what was that open. There was space for us, and also we were beyond our
So this is
personal
the sixth
interest.
one.
Yeah, this is
This is
sixth
the
one.
sixth one. Okay. We were beyond our personal
Interest.
interest.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what it is. I always say that I see a fulfilled husband in him, and he'll see a fulfilled wife in me. So my interest was to see his happiness, his joy, his fulfillment, and it was other way around. His priority is me, and seeing that my happiness, my joy is his priority. So together, it says, no, you give respect and take respect. The same way here, you love, you get it in a double portion. It's always reciprocal. It's not one way. It's not, I demand all the love from him and I don't love him. I demand all the help from him, all the provisions, or everything. Or if I see him only as an ATM, nothing will work out. It is a reciprocal thing. So
Yes.
that's the thing. So beyond our personal interest. So we kept the self-interest aside. So
Like we never build selfishly our own stuff. I don't get really happiness if I do my own stuff.
yes.
I get great happiness if I do even a small little thing, and that brings happiness to her. That real brings not only happiness, but it also brings a great satisfaction. A great satisfaction, and that's what joy is. Joy is more in giving than
Yes.
in
Yeah.
taking.
Even when I cook, my first priority, for simple example, will he like it or not? Is it his favorite food or not? Then comes my priority. Of course, I like it, But it goes first. Then, so that what will happen, sacrifices involved, and let go of attitude involved. Um, the loving your neighbor as you love yourself is involved. So when you sacrifice, and also in marriage you are a go-getter. So that all things involve when you look beyond yourself. If you think that you are, what about me? What I am gaining from this marriage? What about my individuality? What about me as a woman, as a man? What is what? All those questions, if you carry and come, I'll tell you, always you'll have the problems after problems. So if you are two individuals and living in separately in your I'm not saying that you should not have that individual characters. You are an individual. But when you're coming to the marriage, if you want the marriage to be successful, always you are holding on your individualism, your individuality. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
It's not going to work.
So the final thing, the final seventh one.
Yeah, that's what. We never had any
Okay,
separate things in our lives.
So that's no
Separate.
no secret bank accounts.
No.
No secret passwords to our mobiles, to your emails, to our Facebook, or to any Instagram or anything. There are no passwords. In fact, we made very sure that if we had any phone calls, like from our siblings, from anywhere, soon after the phone call, at least we give a gist of what we spoke.
Yes, we share always.
Like man doesn't share immediately, I know for sure. Women shares it immediately, but man doesn't share immediately. I'm also a man. It is very natural. We don't share it immediately, but I made sure somewhere when it falls into end of the day, when it falls into a normal context, I make sure that I speak to her and say, see, this is what I spoke. So we never used to, there was never a sunset with some deep secrets.
My mother always says that. Even if she sneezes also, she'll go and share with her husband.
These are some of the secrets that you can live together as lovebirds.
It may look very simple, but it's complicated. This all lay a foundation for a strong marriage. We take it for granted. Oh, my brother's talking, my sister, nothing is there. But the other person will be waiting to hear what did you speak. It's not, you need to, it doesn't mean that you need to give an essay. Okay, these are the words I spoke. Or this is the thing God led me to say. Or this is our bank account. Or this is my password. So where the trust is built, faithfulness is built, and the other spouse never feel to cross the boundaries. The space is given. Everything will be built there.
Actually, this is built. What do you think? It is actually built on a principle. A principle, I call it as being very receptive. You may not agree, you disagree, but you're still receptive. You listen, and you don't create any remorse atmosphere.
Yeah, that's right.
So what would happen is, I know she is very receptive, and she also knows that I am very receptive. We may not be agreeing for everything, but then we made sure that we never created a disturbing atmosphere right on those discussions. So suppose she comes and say, I spoke this to my mom or to my father, and I don't like it, and then I create a ruckus there. No, and we never did that. We always followed that principle of being very receptive, very receptive. So once that context is over, somewhere on a cup of a coffee or on the dining table, when we sit in our couches, and when the mood is so good, put it in a nicer way.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Put it in a nicer way and communicate it. And the purpose of, listen carefully, the very purpose of communication and making things very clear. Some people are after clarity.
Oh, yes.
What is the purpose? What is the purpose of your getting clarity? Tell us, what is the purpose? To create fights or to make the opposite person understand? You see that? So if your purpose is how to make her understand, and if her purpose is how to make me understand, so if he or she thinks that need to be understood in that way, then you need always to fix on to that purpose.
Yeah.
How to make it understandable. So you need to put it in a very friendly way, in a lovable way, in a
With respect.
receptive receptive way, so that they will listen and understand. What I have understood, generally people don't like corrections.
Yeah, that's the thing. They think I know everything. I'm
Yes.
holier than thou. What my husband
Yeah.
is wrong.
Yeah. So they don't like corrections. Keep it in your mind. Nobody likes corrections. So if you correct anybody on their face, it is going to turn against you. So use some wisdom from God.
Yeah.
And then put it in a way that you both correct it and don't make that person understand that you are actually correcting. All right?
Diplomat.
Become diplomatic. Put it in a
Yeah.
nicer way, because at the end of the day, the purpose of your communication is to make that person understand,
Understand and build a stronger
build a strong
relationship.
relationship.
Yeah,
Right?
that's the thing.
So
And also don't hammer God on everything. And saying that
Yeah.
God knows it everything.
God knows it.
I do wrong and I'll say God knows it.
God
knows my
God
heart.
knows my heart. God
God
knows
knows.
how holy I am. God knows that I never lie. That's the biggest lie.
Biggest lie. So please don't hammer God in everything.
Everything, yes.
Yes, sir.
So, shall we summarize?
Yeah,
What makes us to live together closely as lovebirds? Number one, we have
God's
kept God in the
Center of our lives.
center of our lives. And number two, we never made money a factor. And number three, we never allowed the third person to enter in, though we respected. And we drew boundaries. We loved them. We drew boundaries. Number four, we never cross our own borders. We had our own weaknesses. We had our own flaws, but we never crossed our boundaries and leaked our information outside. But or anything that leaked in with wrong intentions, we never worsened it. We corrected within ourselves. We never crossed our borders. That's the fourth one. And number fifth is that we were always protective and defensive.
Yes.
We defended ourselves and protected ourselves. Though there were problems, though we made mistakes, though we had our own sins in it, you see, but we corrected within ourselves. That's the fifth one. And the sixth one is we were beyond our personal interest. We were beyond our personal interest. And number seven, we never lived an individual life. Made sure we never lived an individual life. This is a blessing. These 7 important things, if you would follow, even you would now begin to live like lovebirds. But what do you think? Will this happen in an one-way kind of traffic, like only husband follows and wife doesn't, or only wife understands it and husband doesn't? You see, so we
hard work.
we bring the first lesson. You remember the first lesson? It is called love submission orbit. So the love submission orbit is very, very important.
So the wives only don't hang on 1 Peter 3:7.
Yeah,
And
that husband should respect wife.
So, but
Or
other
some
part-
husbands hanging on the false teaching that,
Ephesians
hey, you
5:33.
wives, yeah, you submit, you be at my feet,
should respect each other.
Respect each other. as
So,
Paul has said, respect each other.
so now the next topic, the
Yeah.
last, I think. So, how did we overcome our challenges, which tries to disturb or destroy our close relationship?
So this is really important. Yeah, we look like lovebirds,
But
but there are deep down problems,
came,
challenges that comes as destroying arrows in our lives. We are not superhuman beings that have fallen from heaven with absolute flawlessness. No, we had our own challenges. So just explain, how did we face those challenges, and how did we overcome those things?
actually, the challenges comes from or comes in different ways.
Okay, let's talk about that. What are the challenges? What are the challenges?
It comes
In
from
what forms do they come?
it comes in the form of people.
People. Number one, people. Then, do you think the most of it comes from a very closed quarters,
Yeah.
very closed people, those who are very very near to you? The challenges come from them.
Because they may not be liking the way you are treating your husband or treating the wife, because the concentration, the attention from there, it is taken away, shifted to another person. So they see you always as a third person. But it is your duty to make them to know that he is my priority or she is my priority. So that's way or in other words, you need to send that signals. You cannot break us, because Bible says God who united the people, who can separate?
Who can separate? Yes.
So who can separate? So challenges will come. Whatever the challenges came, of course challenges came, but we quickly recovered. So we know that from what angle the advice is coming, or from which angle the suggestion is coming. We were sure. So we discuss. No, because your people said like that, or my people said like that. No, that was not the point. We know that the angle, which angle it came. So what are the measures we need to take in order to protect our marriage?
Yes.
So it is a hard work. It's a hard work. It's challenging. It's challenging. Then second one is the money. Money.
So challenges came through money.
Finance. Oh yes.
Finance.
But as
So money means like as you say, that husbands are not money making machines.
yes.
They're not money making machines. Money is a huge problem in this world.
Root of all evil.
Root of all evil. They have the money had destroyed marriages.
Oh yes.
And so we knew it. We knew it that this is the biggest danger in marriage, and we kept it deep down in our heart and made money no factor.
Yes, and we are gifted with God's gift to be content in everything which we
Content,
have,
yes, yes.
whether we have more or we lack. We lack.
Yes.
So there are times we may not have anything. We were happy. It never affected our relationship. So we may have in abundance. Then also we know how to live in that.
Yes.
So money, we drew a border, even for money.
Money. Yeah. This is I call this as a principle of Solomon's principle, King Solomon's principle. Many people, we just want to help you. Many married people, they don't live their present. They live their futures. And the fight comes. What would happen if our children grow up? If you don't save some money, what are you going to do when they go to colleges? How are we going to do their weddings? Oh my God, we don't have savings. So run after those LICs and insurances. True, these are all good. Oh my God, we don't have our own. So we don't have our own house or fields. So they always live in future. They
Yeah, that's
always
what
live in
anxiety
future.
come in.
The anxiety comes in, oh, what about the fees? What about the bills? Like they always live in the future. We made sure our God is our God is a God of present.
Yes.
He is not God. He is true. But he never said like that. He is true that he was God. He was God. He would be God, but he always termed himself as I am. I am that I am. He is a God of the present. So, as why do I call that as Solomon's principle? Because Solomon said, "Lord, give my daily bread." I mean, that doesn't mean that you have to sit in the corner of the house and do nothing,
Use
work nothing.
wisdom. Use
Yes, use
wisdom.
your
Save. We
wisdom.
are not saying that.
Save money. You need to know how to save money. You need to know how to maintain finances.
Joseph anointing we need to have. Saving. So
Saving.
that's a discernment. It's not
So when the famine
overspending.
comes, you save. Your saved money will be helpful in your famine. Right?
So,
So that's about the money. That's how we faced our challenges with money.
yeah.
Believing that God is Jehovah Jireh.
Amen. So he is the source.
He is the
The
source.
sources can be tried, but the source never tries. It
Yeah.
is in abundance because that's what he is, El Shaddai.
El Shaddai God.
Shaddai
More
God.
than enough. Yes.
More than enough.
And-
Yes, he
yes.
flows always. He flows
Yeah.
into our
And
lives.
another challenge.
His routine life
Uh-huh.
is
Yeah, this is a big thing.
yeah.
So boredom settles in, and then
As the years
as the
goes,
years goes by,
how do you
the
break it? That routine life. So you need to be little bit
creative.
creative, not at the expense of your so expensive things. No, we are not saying that. When we get bored, many times we just go to beach and sit on that pavement. It's no need to no need to spend a lot of money. Also, just sit there, relax, watch the people, watch the sea. If your child is with, get some ice cream. It won't cost you not more than 50 rupees. So get relaxed there and you come in. So the boring is
The
answer.
boredom is always overcome like that. So go for a long drives.
Sometimes long drives.
If you can, go for long drives and go for a shopping, not to not to
Window
buy.
shopping you
Go
can do.
for window shopping. Just go around in the shopping mall. Just if you have some time, if you can afford that time, or just go out of your house and have a walk.
Yeah, walking
Just have
together.
a walk together, talk, chat together. We overcame boredom. We never allowed the routine to settle down.
Yeah. Sometimes make a candlelight dinner at your home. No need to go outside. So
Yeah.
make some creativity. Use some creativity to make. Sometimes change the house atmosphere, the everything which you arrange. So change it. The position you change it. Arrange something. Cook something.
Buy some little new things. So the new things brings newness in your life, and that makes you a little happy.
So if you are so talented, you can make your own handcraft things at your home and hanging in. So many things you can
Rearrange your furniture.
rearrange your furniture.
Give a new design to your house.
Yeah, so that's that's the thing you can do it. So that's
How
how
some people will ask, how can I rearrange my wife's face, Pastor? It's the same old face,
yeah.
the same old face for
So
many
put
years.
some glow on your face with your love, with your surprises. So taking her out. So many things can be done.
I really love one of our church members, love that dear man who always come in one or the other avatar. every Sunday. One day he will come with the French beard. One day he comes with the full beard. One day he comes with that Andhra panche dhoti. One day he comes on a suit. When I look at him, I think, wow, he's really creative, you know. He
Yes.
never allows the boredom to settle down. And blessed is that akka, that
Yes.
his wife, she can look in him so many avatars, so
Yeah.
many avatars in him. And that's nice. You be
Yeah.
creative. And one day he came fully shaved. It took 2 seconds for me to recognize who he
We
was,
see.
and he came to me. By the time he was fully shaved, I had beard. And he looked at me for a while, and then we greeted each other. So be creative. Be creative. If don't make your wife to get bored with your face, change your avatars. Change your avatars. Keep yourself. This is the body. Some people think, this body is useless. No, 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 no. This body is not useless. This body is a source to take up the glorious bodies.
Yeah.
We go to heaven with these bodies, you see, but it won't be in the fleshly form, but it will be in the glorious form. So these bodies are God created it.
And also, that's one thing. You live in that body. Without that body, you are not there.
No, you're not there, yeah.
Can you separate you and your body?
Yeah, no. It's not, it's like the software in the computers. What what softwares would do without computers?
Computers.
Yes.
So you cannot, you cannot. So you need to take it. The hygiene level, I think maybe it's the hygiene level.
The,
It is
the hygiene level, living
of the-
a very modest lifestyle, clothing lifestyle. How do we clothe? How do you look? How do you present
combing
yourself?
your hair.
Combing your hair.
And even if you have one or two dresses, doesn't mean that you need to wash, because we all came through that. There were times we had one or two. So wash it,
Iron it.
iron it, wash it, and use it.
And use it.
And,
look present yourself in a very formidable,
Because
in a nicer way.
because you are the temple of God.
Yes.
So once you get married, don't take it for granted that, oh, I am married now. If I comb my hair or if I wash my clothes and else, doesn't mean, no. Then after the marriage only, if you ask me for a wife, because she need to take care of herself in an excellent way. Because you have a husband who is living with you, who takes pride in you, who takes happiness to introduce you to somebody, and moreover, he sees you as a child of, or daughter of God. So how you need to present yourself to him by taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
So it's not that early morning without combing hair, the same way whole day. And when you cook everything, you put it on your nightie or the dresses, and the husband comes from outside. You go and to see him. There itself, the mood is off. The mood is off because he may not be expressive, but a disappointment will creep in him.
Yeah.
So that's,
So that's how we have overcome our challenges.
Some fun fights you can have, dishim. So for that you can wrestle, www.wrestle.com. You can wrestle with each other. So now it doesn't in the marriages. This is how sometimes our children make fun of us because we wrestle with each other. So it's all, you come out of the boredom. It doesn't mean that you have to take a foreign trip to get, or you have to take expensive holidays to all over. No. You can
Yes,
make it.
yes, yes.
So,
So that's how we overcame many of our routine stuff. Just be creative. God will help you. God would give you ideas.
or you can sit beside, if you like, you can talk. Talk. So. Next thing is work pressures.
Mm. How did we face our work
Work
pressures?
pressures.
Uh,
So by sharing in the household works most of the time. So if I am sitting and preparing my messages or any other ministry things, he'll see that he is taking care of the kids, he is taking care of the house, even preparing a food. And between gives me tea, all those things it's there. Or if I am coming from ministry, if I am so tired, many a times when I come inside, I can see a clean house, a food, most of the time where food will be on the table, or he'll come and ask me, you like to have tea or something like that. So many things. So the sharing. So if he is busy in the ministry, so that is other way around. I'll see that everything is ready. Even his clothes are washed, ironed, it's properly placed so that he can take it where and go because he's busy. Everything, his food is ready, water is ready, everything is it's ready. So what will happen? He can do a more productive way. He can do things more productive way, or he can do more. Sit with the Lord and get more revelations. So those are the things, the work pressures. It may not be the case for you. So how you can do it? The same way you can change the things. Husband is come from outside or the wife is coming. It doesn't mean that always the wife comes from, if she's a working person, she has to come and make everything. If husband goes little more, a second mile if he is ready to go. At least when she comes home tired, give her a cup of coffee. That's enough. That's enough. That moral support. Oh, he is there for me. That's it. Then, yeah, that's one thing. Another thing is external pressures.
mhm.
External pressures, it comes in the form of other people, always in the form of finance, in the form of so many things. External pressures will come. But you face it together with God.
Sicknesses.
Sicknesses, yes. See that in sicknesses you are there. You are there. So, so many a times I hear when we counsel, especially the ladies, the women, they say, when I am sick, my husband doesn't like me. So it hurts her. When she is sick, he
You
wants you.
need to be there.
Yeah.
You need to be there.
You need to be there like a mother. Because sometimes they'll say, you take your sister and go to her hospital, or you take your mother and go to hospital, or your mother-in-law and take. No, she wants you. She can be more open with you. Because you are the person who knew her in and out. So she can be very, even with sitting with the doctor, she can be very open if you sit with her. So, and it's the same way with the husband. When he is sick, be there. Be there. Take care of him well. So that what will happen, you are building a stronger marriage. Again, because, and also when we make a vow in sickness, you are
And in
there.
health,
Yeah,
we
in
are there.
health.
So,
Yeah, you are there. You are there. So don't leave your spouse when he or she is sick. That is the time you can gain him or her more,
yeah.
showing affection and all those
Okay.
things. Okay.
So the final thing in this topic
Yeah.
is to, you have a question.
Yes.
What's the question? To live like a lovebirds
For
for
26
26 years,
years, it
it
is
is
a difficult task.
it's a difficult task.
Uh,
So, don't you understand? If it is very difficult, it was very difficult and is still difficult, and it is a natural thing in every marriage.
yes.
Don't you think that we have actually deliberated few things?
Oh, yes.
Deliberating few things are very important in our marriage. So, shall we help them? What did we deliberate? Deliberately, we have put some a habit. Deliberately, we were very conscious about our speaking, or whatever. Just let's discuss about that. Number one,
Laughing loudly.
laughing out loudly.
Yes.
Oh yeah, some people don't.
Laugh.
No, they. laughing becomes luxury to them. They don't laugh. They don't laugh. It doesn't cost you. It doesn't cost you much if you laugh loud. You come on now. You can laugh little loud. God has given us joy and happiness, and so see. Suppose if your happiness and joy is dependent upon your circumstances, then you have lost your way.
Yeah.
You have lost your way. So we made sure that our happiness and joy is not on our circumstances, but they are on our perspectives.
Yes.
And our perspective is built on God. Our perspective is built on the Word. Our perspective is built on our beliefs that one day we are eternal beings and one day we will be with God. This life is tentative and temporary. So our joy is built on that. So laugh loud, laugh
Yes.
loud.
What did you gain
Uh,
after fighting for a long time?
uh-huh.
You lost your peace of mind.
Mm.
So instead of that, you can make it up. You can laugh loudly. You can pull each other's legs. So always we do that even on dining table. Every time. So we laugh. We make things. And as I told you that fun fights.
Yeah.
So
That's number one. And number two?
even if you are far,
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
That's very important. Like I've been to US and been to many countries. There were many trips that I was all alone. But even though we were separated on our trips, we made sure that we were connected.
yes, so closely connected because everything is informed, shared. We, the end of the day, he's in another country or I am here, so we chat the whole long time chat. So which means it's our emotional love tank is full always. It was not empty. Though we miss each other physically, but we were connected emotionally, very strongly connected. So that was one of the
What
things.
is a marriage? Like I have seen so many marriages. People get married, the husband leaves his wife at home and he is out to a different country, and for years they lived.
The money is the priority there.
Huh.
Money is the priority
For
there.
years they lived like that. And what's the fun in getting married? See? And so they are only vacation couples. They're only vacation couples. On vacation, they come
meet.
together, they meet, and so. But whenever I was on trips, like to many countries for my education, for my preaching assignments, we were always connected through video chats, normal chats, telephone calls. So make sure
Or
that
even letters in the beginning.
our letters in those days,
Long letters. So that all kept us together
yes.
emotionally.
So that's number two. And number three?
Another thing we deliberated in our lives, even if we are angry with each other or fighting, we never called any bad names to each other. We never call. What we call, maybe that will be a little more stronger. But we never used a bad word to address each other.
Yes. We never misused, neither we abused. So the only reason we knew deep down in our heart that if you really abuse, that forms scars for a long time.
That will be permanent.
Sometimes permanent scars. You hit somebody, they may forget after a few days. But if you hit them with words, they are like invisible permanent scars on their memory. And it's very dangerous. We knew it deep down in our hearts. So even though we were frustrated in the times of anger, when we become very
Yes.
remote, in our reactions, We made sure we never called names. We made sure we never used
Bad
out of way
words.
language.
No, we
No,
never,
we
never.
never, we
So,
never. Don't do that.
yeah,
Please
don't.
don't do it.
So many times when people come for counseling, first they come as individuals, the way they address their husbands or the way they address their wives is really always hurt, because it's not that the way you need to respect the other person. Some people go another way, call fools, idiots, and I don't want to explain the other languages which they use. Sometimes it's really
Hurting.
hurting. So who are you to address the other person as fool? Because God Himself told. Jesus Himself told you
Don't
can.
call Raka.
Don't call Raka. That's it. That's it. You deserve hell.
Yeah.
So that's what it says. So be careful. Be careful, because other person is a child of God.
So we deliberated it.
We deliberated it.
deliberated it. We deliberately, even in our frustrations and in anger, we rather keep our mouths shut,
Yes.
but never open that mouth and abused.
Abuse. Abusive language is
Very
formidable.
it's like, it's dangerous.
It's dangerous. Next one we deliberated is not enter into others' role. So he has a certain role to play in our marriage, in our home, in our children's life, and I have a certain role to play in the same way. So we never crossed each other. The responsibilities which I have as a head of our home, as the head of our home, our marriage, a father to our children, he had certain. So I never questioned that. I never crossed there. The same way, as a mother, I have a certain role to play in my girl's life. As a wife, I have a certain role in my house to play. He never entered into those areas and disturbed. There was no criticism, or there was no judgmental attitude. So you don't know anything, you cannot do that. No, it's just there. It is always compliment each other and do the things. Of course, maybe I may not be like in the certain way he does, or he may not like the certain way I do, but there was freedom. There is freedom. Always there is a freedom to do the things.
Okay. Yes.
So that's what. So, and love covers the multitude of sins.
Sense.
So there lies everything.
So love never records.
Records. So if I say I love you and I record everything and I'll play again and again.
Don't maintain diaries.
Diaries. Forgive. Forget. If there's no forgiveness in your marriage, I tell you, it's to be on the rock every time. You won't be having that peace of mind. You won't be having the happiness. You are living for something else, or you are living for what? You think. Are you living for somebody else's advice? Are you living to please somebody else, or you are living to please
Each other.
each other? Who is your priority?
Yeah.
What are the lines, borders you drew for your marriage in order to have a happy married life? It's very, very, very important. Very important. So, or you want to bring everybody, all your bags, and everybody into your marriage, then it is a mess. It is a mess. So, if you are a wise woman or a wise husband, see that your marriage is unique. You are a separate unit. You need to build your own marriage. It is a hard work.
Yes.
It is a hard work. It's not overnight. It never happened. As long as you live together.
But cherish that hard work.
Yeah, cherish that hard work.
Let it be your passion. Don't take it as a burden. Don't take it as a burden. Hard work means like it doesn't happen overnight. This is what we meant. So it doesn't happen overnight, but you need to keep working. Don't put a full stop, but keep going. Keep going in your life. with all creativity, with all God-given ideas, and as you watch these programs, it will be a great help for you in your marriages. And finally, we want to read something for you from the scriptures. And we all know this is a very famous scripture about love. So I want you to turn your Bibles with me to 1 Corinthians chapter 12. From which verse are we reading?
13.
From verse 13?
Whole chapter. 13 verses are there.
13 verses. Okay. So let's read 1
Together.
Corinthians chapter 13,
1 onwards.
1 onwards.
Okay. If I speak in the tongues of men or angels, but do not have love, I am only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have a faith that can move mountains, but do not have love, I am nothing. If I give all possess to the poor and give over my body to hardship that I may boast, but do not have love, I gain nothing. Love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it does not dishonor others, is not self-seeking, is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always preserves. Love never fails, but where there are prophecies, they will cease. Where there are tongues, they will be stilled. Where there is knowledge, it will pass away. For we know in part, and we prophesy by part. But when completeness comes, what is in part disappears. When I was a child, I talked like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I put the ways of childhood behind me. For now we see only a reflection as in a mirror. Then we shall see face to face. Now I know in part, then I shall know fully, even as I am fully known. And now these three remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love.
Love. Praise God. So
Praise
God bless you all. We believe that all the sessions had been really, really helpful to you. And if you want to really refresh yourself, just go type couple talk and watch whatever you want out of all this, any particular topic that you would like to know more. And so God's great blessings.
And this session is over here. This much only God asked us to speak. So He has given us the topic, we spoke. And next, when He gives us, we don't know, maybe next month or the following month, maybe next year, we don't know. When God is inspiring us to speak, we will come again.
We'll come again. So God's great blessings. Have a great day.
Yes.
Have a great day. Have a great marriage. Work it out. Marriage is only successful when you work it out. Don't stop it. So God's great blessings. Shalom.
Shalom.